Have you ever wanted to own a shop where you can brew potions? How about owning a shop in a fantastic magical world? Well, now you can do both. Let's talk about Voracious Games' new management simulation, the deck building game Potionomics. The game combines two different genres of strategy to effectively bring a world to life. Potionomics puts the player in the shoes of Sylvia, a young woman who inherits a potions shop. Set in the magical world of Rafta, players will meet a whole cast of fantastic and entertaining characters while inventing and selling potions. Importantly, the game combines elements of deck building and a management simulation. Players will work through their days, playing their cards to manage Sylvia's stress and at the same time earn as much money as possible. Of course, as a potions shop, players also have to work on developing the best potions. However, if you're not careful, you may get less than desirable results. First of all, let's talk about the graphics and the world itself. The characters and the world are very well crafted, the artists and animators went hard on this one, everything is beautiful, even Pixar quality. The characters have so much charm and detail to their personalities, but let's not get ahead of ourselves, more on this later. The game is really pleasing to look at, and it will immediately grab one's attention and will pull you right in. Rafta is a charming island with all its inhabitants, and I have to say, when it comes to the graphics and the world building, the game is definitely S tier. When it comes to the plot, it's nothing new in the beginning. Your uncle passed away in mysterious circumstances, and our protagonist Sylvia has inherited his potion shop. And since making potions is what she's into, she takes upon this inheritance and moves to Rafta. Sadly, the shop is not only in shambles, but in debt as well, so much so that the local repo lady immediately shows up to collect on this debt, leaving Sylvia no choice but to do her best and keep the shop afloat. Thankfully, she won't have to do it alone. With the help of some friends and an owl, Sylvia will quickly adapt to this situation and start making potions while honing her negotiation skills. And well, there's a local potion makers competition in here that could bring enough money just to start the payment plan for the shop. Core gameplay revolves around managing the day-to-day life of our protagonist, with each day being broken down into 3 main and 2 subsections, essentially leaving you 6 time slots to fill with activities each day. Somehow I've managed to write a list about all my things to accomplish in a day, which really weirded me out since I don't make lists in my daily life. The mandatory unskippable tutorial will explain everything in detail, even if you start a new game, which was a minor pain in my buttocks. So, how does one brew potions? You see, you will need a cauldron, a fireplace and some ingredients, and you will have some basic recipes for health and mana potions that you can use or sell, and well, you're all set. You'll only have to watch out to mix the right ingredients, so the reagents each ingredient has will be in balance with other ones the player puts in, to maximize the wannabe potion's effectiveness. As for acquiring said ingredients, the town of Rafta is full of adventurers who will gladly venture out to get them for you, for a sum of money of course, and if you fix them up with some mana or health potions as well, they can go even further and get even more loot for you. Or you can visit the local witch and buy them there. You'll have a local carpenter, a cauldron maker as well, and a guildmaster of the heroes where you can invest your money, and more characters. These characters will also be your main source of cards that are needed for the haggling. Just to be sure to be on good terms with them or romance them in order to get the best of cards. And while we are at the haggling, folks from all around town will visit our shop and be like,
"Potion seller, I tell you I'm going into battle, and I want only your strongest potions."
And well, you gotta do your best to sell your potions at the best price you can when it comes to these interactions. You will have a deck of 20 cards, you will have a patience meter on the customer side, and you can play your cards at the cost of said patience meter. If you spend more on the cards than the amount of patience the customer has, the customer will walk the walk and leave you fuming. On their turn, they will have their own attacks as well that will stress you out, meaning you will have dummy cards in your hands you can't play, or debuff your attempts to win them over. Indeed, it's quite a fun mechanic, I fiddle with it a lot. If you win these haggling battles, the money that pours in from this will allow you to send your heroes out and buy upgrades to your shop, as well as to decorate and upgrade your equipment. Sadly, it still won't be enough to save your business. For that you will have to win every stage of the grand competition to fully pay off your debt. We are quickly introduced to our very first adversary, Roxanne, who could crash my head with her thighs, and her boobs are clacking harder than Newton's cradle. As thick as she is just as mean to Sylvia, but luckily our determination and planning can help us out when facing her in the grand tournament. For this we'll have to prepare 3 potions in advance to match the required quality, and we'll have to beat our opponent in a haggle battle, where the judge is the one we need to convince with our deck of cards. If we win, we stay afloat with our business. If we lose, well, the bank will requisition our property and the game is over. Obviously there are more than one stage to win, but I don't want to spoil all the fun. In the beginning the game had some hiccups, but with the day 1 patch implemented, everything is well and great. Though I must warn you people not to expect a Stardew Valley-like pacing. Planning is definitely needed, as every 10 days we have to fight in the arena for our survival. But with a bit of foresight, one can easily manage. Overall, this game is pretty damn awesome, and I'm still having fun with it. The characters are great, the world is capable of pulling the player in, and I have to say, it's really hard to find something to pick on. So what do you think of this game? Would you play it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button to please the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. It's been Galeee, Escape Pod, out.